Okay, we are recording. Hello, hello. Happy May, you guys. Thanks for hopping on tonight. Some people may join us as the call goes on, but I just wanted to get things started and going here. Not to take up too much of your time. I do have some slides prepared for tonight just to keep things easy and seamless. And so that I don't fall off track because I can get very chatty and distracted. And we all know that we would be here all night. So I'm just going to go ahead and present what I do have here. Let me see. I might need to move this. There we go. All right, so lovely little cover page here. Nothing to see here. So topics we're covering tonight is the month at a glance, some recognition, second quarter vision, and first quarter gut check. So you will need a piece of paper and a pen handy for that, just to write it down, and you can sort of I'll explain more in a little while what that's going to look like. And then upcoming trainings and mentorships. So for deals this month, the 4 weeks for everybody and gut protocol are still on sale for $186 plus tax and shipping. So you can still be getting people on with that promo. And then there is the launch of Fire and Flow starting on May 24th for coach and PC. So starting to talk about that a little bit would be really beneficial. Fire and Flow it starts with like a HIIT and strength training day. The following day would be yoga. And then again, HIIT and strength training, and then yoga, and so on and so forth throughout the week. So it alternates daily. Ashley was talking about it on stage at Super Saturday, and she was saying that she preferred to do the fire workouts in the mornings. And then for the flow days, she'd save the flow for the evenings. And she found that to be a fun balance and kind of gear her up for nighttime routine. So a good way to sort of grow your team is through an early access PC and coach launch. So trying to decide if you can get a few people on with that would be really beneficial. I'm thinking we could maybe do a coaching event this month if you guys would be down to do something like that. I would love to host something, and if anyone wants to sort of join forces and we could kind of go over some topics, we can try to get people in on the Fire and Flow early access launch, grow your team a little bit. So I think it's a really good time to do that during a launch because we can hype it up a little bit. So if anyone would be interested in doing that with me, you can put that in the chat and we will organize something and get a coaching event going. Because I always find that that's the best way to grow your team is for people to come listen what it's all about, right? We haven't done one in a while, so I figure it's time. And then of course, for calls, I'm sure you guys know this already, but there's the National Wake Up Call every Monday at 8 a.m., the Slay Squad call every Monday at 5 p.m., and the Fit Collective new coach mentorship is on May 16th. So that's going to have weekly calls, and there is a mentorship for that. So if you guys end up getting any new coaches in for our personal coaching event, you can always plug them into those past calls and then they'll have those as well. So that's kind of a nice tool to know that you'll have access to as well. All right, so I'm going to shout out a coach tonight. Her name is Ashley Jeffrey. You guys might know her, and she's amazing. She hit Success Club 2 months in a row. She earned her Team Up Dream Up mug, which was a promotion that was happening over the last couple of months, and she locked in her Success Club trip. She also completed the test group for Fire and Flow and spoke on stage at the Calgary Super Saturday event. Congratulations, Ashley. Shouting you out because you're amazing and we love you. So I just wanted to make sure to add that in here tonight. And then I wanted to quickly touch base on the 21-day business challenge. So Morgan and I got on a one-on-one call. What was that, 2 months ago, I think? Yeah, almost 2 months ago. And we talked about things that I personally do daily to help grow my business. And I told her I was going to make a checklist and that I was going to offer it to whoever else wants that. So everything on this checklist are things that I personally do every day to keep my business's needle moving. So, and I'll go through it all and kind of tell you how it looks for me. So when I first wake up, I journal all the things that I'm grateful for, and I manifest my vision. So I realign with my vision. I talk about things as if I already have them. That's a huge manifesting tool. So if I want to, for example, one of my big scary goals this year is to go elite. So I talk about it as if I'm already elite. I talk about it as if I already have 5 diamonds underneath me that are continually hitting Success Club. So an example of that would be, I have 5 working coaches underneath me that are consistently hitting Success Club, that enjoy talking about the business, that want to grow their teams, that have advanced to diamond. So saying it as if it's already happening is gonna be what attracts that energy into your life. And your brain also works as a Google search. So when you start thinking that way, you're gonna start thinking of ways that you can bring that energy in, or that you can sort of you'll source, your brain will start to source for reasons that you can talk about and things like that. And then I always, every single day, post about at least one supplement. I most days will post about 5 supplements throughout the day. I'll do my collagen, hydrate, and energize combo. I'll talk about recover after my workouts. And most of the time I'll do a Shakeology as well. So that's like 5 right there. You don't have to be that extreme, but if you want this business to work, I want you guys to at least be doing 1 supplement per day on your stories, and not even just posting the supplement, but posting it, calling it what you call it. So whether that be superfoods for Shakeology, whether that be your glow drink for the hydrate and hydrate, collagen, and energize combo, like call it whatever you want to call it, but then talking about the benefits that it's had for you, right, is also huge. Not just like, yeah, of course, like you're going to do a dance party and that's great to show that like energize makes me dance, but also saying like, I'm dancing because of this energize, right? Like this is why I'm dancing. So just like pulling in more sort of information about the product will also be very beneficial to you. Morgan, actually, I want to call you out for the list that she wrote in her stories the other day of all the ingredients in Shakeology. It's a massive list that is so helpful. And I know that we have that list somewhere. I think it's in my, if I'm being honest, I'm pretty sure it's in my conversation with Mel on Facebook. Like if I go up through my Facebook Messenger messages with Mel, I think I have the whole list there. But if we want to post it somewhere where we can find it all the time, we could do that as well. But that's just another way to showcase everything that's in Shakeology, right? So being intentional about your posts for the supplements is also super helpful. And then working out and sharing about it. So not only do you need to do that in your groups, but also on your stories. However that looks to you, a really good way to do that is to showcase a few of your favorite moves from the workout. You can do a time lapse. You can do anything like that. You guys already know this. You guys are not new here to any of this, but I just want you to have the reminder that you can put on your stories that you worked out, and people who are watching you will probably just think, oh, Kayla got in her workout today, right? But making sure to add onto that workout clip or that sweaty selfie picture or whatever you're going to show, like maybe you'll do the screen from your bike of how many calories you've burned or whatever is going to show proof that you worked out that day. Also making sure to plug in a call to action there. So like saying, you can sweat with me, or ask me questions about how you can join my upcoming group, or my next program or launch starts on this day. Showing them that you have something to offer on top of that workout is going to be very beneficial to your business, because you're no longer just going to be that girl that works out on her stories. You're also going to be that girl that works out on her stories that has something to offer the person who's watching it, right? So making sure that you're allowing that to sort of marinate in people's minds, that when they're ready to think about starting something, they already know, oh, Morgan was talking about a group she has upcoming, right? So just making sure that you're doing that as well. Being consistent about posting. So yes, posting on your story is very beneficial, but also making sure to post on your feed. This can be a struggle for a lot of people, and I understand why. There's only so many hours in the day, there's only so many ideas, and there's only so often that you feel confident enough to take some content, right? So batch creating content is huge. On your next day off, you can do something along those lines. I'm seeing that there's chats going here, so let me just double check what it says. Oh. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, you have it on your phone. Okay, perfect. Maybe you can throw it down in maybe on my team page or something so that we have it. That would be awesome. Thanks, Morgan. We were just talking about the Shakeology list, ingredients list. Sorry, I got sidetracked there. But batch creating content is going to be very beneficial to your business. I know that, like, for example, Morgan and I live in the same city. So something that her and I could do one day is get together and help each other make content. That would be something that you would get obviously ready for the day. You'd grab maybe a few outfits, a couple of workout outfits, a couple of casual outfits, so that you can create a few different sort of scenes, I guess you could say. Like, it sounds silly, but it's the best way to do it. Maybe a couple of different hats, so that it looks different in different photos, everything like that. But allowing yourself to have sort of like a folder in your phone that has like different pictures of you in front of different things and doing different things, reading a personal development book, in your workout gear, in your gym, outside, like just some things so that when you don't have content to post, you have content to post, right? So that's super helpful. Reels are really taking off right now. So I actually said more reels than posts in this for a reason. So the more reels that you can do, the better. And I strongly suggest you don't do only fitness reels, for example. You should be pulling, like your color wheel that makes you you, that we often talk about, sort of the 5 things, your 5 things that make you you. So what you're going to want to do is pull those elements into your reels. So for example, for me, like, yeah, it's great to do a reel about my fitness, right? Because that's my product. It's good to do a reel about my products because that's what I sell. But then make the other 2 reels, one about motherhood, for example, for me, just because that's relatable for me. Morgan could do one about her dog or being a dog mom, and that's going to relate to a bunch of people who are dog moms, right? And then also pulling in, like, for example, me, I'm very spiritual, so I could do a reel about spirituality. That's also going to pull in your ideal client, right? So you want to make sure that you're not just sticking to one subject for your reels, you're switching it up so that you're pulling from different parts of you and finding your ideal team, because that's essentially what you want in this, is to get relatable and to get comfortable. There's a lot of people, I will say this is, it's funny now, like looking back on it, I'm like, wow, that's crazy that it happens that way. But we've been in a pandemic for the last like 2 years, right? So it's not like I've been out doing a whole bunch of stuff, but through that 2-year time period, I've shown up on my stories basically every single day. There's maybe been like 2 or 3 days out of the last 2 years that I haven't been on my stories at all. And which is pretty cool. But at the same time, I never realized the impact that was making on anybody because I've been stuck at home all this time. But then I went to the Super Saturday event in Calgary, and you wouldn't believe how many people came up to me and recognized me and knew me by name and knew my story about losing Hayden and knew my story about Bodhi and saw Bodhi there and was excited to meet Bodhi. And I'm like, I don't even know these people. They have just found me along the way and they're inspired by me and they're following my life. But they talk to me as if they know me because I show who I really am on my stuff, right? I'm not fake about it. Like, you guys know me. If you see me in real life, you're like, oh, that's the same person I see talking all the time, because I'm not here to fake it. I'm here to show like the good and bad sides of the entire journey, in motherhood, in loss, in having a baby after loss, and you know what I mean? So that's what makes me relatable to people. And knowing that I'm making an impact. And then I went over to the Bear Activewear store right after Super Saturday, and there were people at the Bear Activewear store that recognized me from Instagram. And of course, it's because I'm a Bear Activewear affiliate. So they've now reposted my stuff on the feed, and now they're like, oh, who's that? And they follow along on my stuff. But it's things that, like, you don't realize, you guys, the impact you're making on people. Right? Like, that's the point I'm trying to make here, is that I had no idea that there were people out there that actually like follow along. Like, you think that you're doing it aimlessly, but you're not. There are people listening, there are people watching. And I want that to be a reminder to you that you are finding your people through doing that, right? So don't shy away from being who you are, because that's how you're gonna create the team that you want. That's how you're gonna find your people, right? So even if you think that there's certain people out there that may judge you or think differently of you over something about you, well, those aren't your people to begin with, right? You don't want those people under you anyways. You want to find people who do enjoy the same things as you. So never be shy about sharing those things. Like Ashley, for example, she's watching the Flames game right now. She's a diehard Flames fan. She needs to be like, she can't, I don't know if she can hear me right now, but it'd be funny for her to show a clip of her watching the game and connect it to her call, and so that somebody who's following along on her journey is like, oh my gosh, like, she loves the Flames just as much as I do, like, she'll show a little boomerang when she's at the Flames game. Well, now she's sitting at home plugged into a call watching the Flames game, right? So now there's going to be people being like, oh, well, I love the Flames as much as Ashley, and she can do both, so why can't I, right? So just making sure that you're giving people reasons to want to follow you and connect with you. And oh yeah, the last one, sort of in brackets there, is saying at least 3 slides on your stories per day of your lifestyle. So when you look back, I want you guys to start looking back at your day on your stories. And think about the things that you did today that you didn't share about. Because I can guarantee there were a lot of things that had nothing to do with fitness or coaching that you did that day that may seem totally aimless to you because it's just your everyday life, that you could have shared, right? So for example, even if you work, if you work at an office, and that's your full-time gig, taking a photo of you, a boomerang of you at the office, just writing at the office. Now you're going to relate to people that have an office job, just as an example, right? I'm just throwing it in there. Or when you're walking your dog, a little clip of you with your dog with the leash, right? Going for a walk, listening to a podcast, taking a screenshot of a podcast that you were listening to and putting it on your story. That's different than fitness. It's showing that you also work on your mindset. Just little things that is going to set you apart from the next Beachbody coach that somebody's following. Like, too often we get stuck in the whole, like, oh yeah, I need to show up and show that I did my workout. But then that's where it ends. That's the only thing you share that day, right? Trying to make sure that you're also sharing things that have nothing to do with coaching or fitness. Because if that's all of us shared, people would never know the things that we do outside of this. And there's a whole lot of other things we do, right? So just keeping that in mind too, and keeping that rule of thumb, like looking through your story, like give yourself the gut check right now. Look through your stories right now, right? And see, okay, is there anything from my stories that isn't about Beachbody, isn't about fitness? Is there things about my actual life that you can see on my story right now? If there isn't, just remind yourself that those are things that you need to start trying to do, right? Because that's going to help a lot with just finding your people. And that's the goal, right? And then the other one is the listen to a podcast or read 10 minutes of your personal development book. So I'll admit to you right now, I go through phases of personal development, you know. I'll be like every single day reading my PD books on a roll, and like I'll read 3 books like front page to back page in a row, and then I'll just kind of fall off the track. And it's okay to admit that because we're humans, you know, but giving yourself that gut check again, right? That like, am I reading something that's actually like pushing me in the right direction right now? Am I listening to something every day that's going to push me where I need to go, right? If you're not, reach out to me if you need suggestions on things you can listen to or read. Like I've read so many things over the years that I'd love to give you some sort of recommendations, but making sure you're doing that, because that's also huge. You know, there's so many times where I'm talking to a coach and she doesn't believe she can hit Success Club, for example, and it's like the middle of the month. And I want you guys to understand that, like, if you're saying at the middle of the month that you're not going to hit Success Club, that's something you have already decided without even trying, right? You guys need to be looking at it being like, I still have 2 whole weeks of this month left. That's where personal development comes in, though, you guys, is like, because of what you're reading and absorbing on a daily basis is feeding your mind with the yes, I can mentality. Yes, Morgan, it's the I can mentality is what personal development will give you. Like, hell yeah, I can hit Success Club this month. Why the hell wouldn't I? Why the hell can't I? Right? Sorry, excuse my language, but do you know what I mean? Like, why not? So that's where personal development will really help you. It helps you with your mindset surrounding your business and your success. And then, oh yeah, sharing your life outside of coaching and fitness. I already kind of touched on that, but using this checklist every day, you guys, or just checking in at the end of the day and looking at the list and thinking, okay, did I do all of these things? What could I do tomorrow that I didn't do today to help with my business? I'm not looking for perfect. We're humans, right? But just kind of reminding yourself of these sort of things. And you'll notice on here that I didn't put connecting or inviting on here, right? Because I truly believe that if you're doing all of this stuff, you don't have to connect and invite as much, because you'll already be connecting and inviting through this list, right? Like through uploading your moves, you can throw in a quick, like, my next group starts this time, you know. It all sort of comes by people learning more about you. I got a message yesterday, just as an example. I screenshotted it. I should have posted it on here. I forgot to put it on here, but I got a message yesterday and it just like made my day. And you know what's crazy about it, you guys, is I almost didn't post this. So this is why I'm sharing this with you, is because I want you to know that the things that you're scared to post are the things that people need to see the most. So it was where I was standing in front of my mirror. I'm not sure if you guys watched my stories yesterday, but I was standing in front of my mirror and I was saying, like, I think I see my abs trying to poke through postpartum. And I was so excited about it. And then I pulled down my high-waisted pants and showed the real deal. And somebody responded saying, you are one of my favorite accounts to follow. Love how real you are. And you're so motivating. You're doing an amazing job. Okay, can we just back up for a second and talk about this? Like, I'm not here to like share. What I'm trying to share with you guys right now is I almost didn't post that. I watched it all go through, and then you know how you can watch the 4 frames before you actually post it? I almost clicked the X button, almost, because I'm like, first of all, am I gloating or bragging here? Or is it kind of weird that I'm showing this side of myself? Don't second guess yourself, you guys. This is a prime example of that, right? That message made my entire day. I don't even know this person who messaged me that, but it literally made my entire day to hear that she loves how real I am. Give people what they want. They want to see that. They want to see the real vulnerable sides of you. As uncomfortable as it may make you feel in the moment, you don't know who's going to appreciate that, right? Because we aren't perfectly curated, guys. You know, like there's a few people who like, I'll get in my head about it a little bit because like when I hop on my stories, I'm not all dressed to the nines and done up, you know, I'm a mom, I have a newborn, I'm rushing around, I'm running a business. There's so many things that I have to do in a day-to-day that I don't have time to sit and throw on a face of makeup, you know, like just to jump on my stories. But I'll like get in my head about the people who do have that time. And it's like, you know, just be you. Being you is what's going to help you get to where you need to go in this business 100%. So I feel like I chatted a little too much about that, but I just wanted to like get it in there because you all are special in your own way. And if the more you show who you are, the better success you will have. I promise you that. And start getting uncomfortable, you guys. So try to use that list to your advantage. If you don't have this list, this checklist, let me know and I can send it to you if you want it. But these are the things that I do daily to help with my business. And I know that it'll help yours, even if it helps a little bit. I know that it'll help you guys with that. I don't know why it's not going to the next page. Oh, here we go. Oh, we went, did I go one too far? No, we didn't. Okay, we are already here. Just want to check the chat here. Oh, I'm here. Hi, Ash. Okay, first quarter gut check / reflection. This is where you guys are going to need a piece of paper. So this is where you call your own self out on your own BS. Okay. I'm not here to judge anyone. I don't care about your responses. This is a call that I sort of, it's funny. I'll show you. This is my old notebook from when I first started coaching. And if you can see the date there, it says April 10th, 2019. So this was exactly, not exactly, but like 3 years and 1 month ago. This call, we did this call with Alyssa and Courtney, and it was like the perfect way to end the first quarter of the year. So we have ended the first quarter. We're going into the second quarter now. So I want you guys to think about the first quarter. And I want you to look at these questions and I want you to just evaluate yourself. So write down this stuff on a piece of paper and answer yes or no, but before or after everything that I'm going to ask. Okay. So the first one being, are you being proof that the products work? So are you slacking on your workouts or are you actually doing the full workout, right? Are you following a nutrition system? Are you drinking your daily Shakeology, right? Proof that the products work. People are going to want to invest in you if they know they can get results, right? But do you have results to share? So making sure that like whatever you're doing, you're showing people that they can do it too, because you're proof of that, right? Second one, are you receiving HD product? So this job wants you to be healthy. Okay, so making sure that you're using the products that we have available to us and sharing about them because they're there for your health. So there's a lot of people I know who are on like a Shakeology subscription, but they don't drink Shakeology every day. And it's like, you should be drinking Shakeology every day if you're on a Shakeology subscription. There's so many people, especially like my challengers, who like, they'll just let it all build up and they'll message me being like, I have like 5 months worth of Shakeology at home. I'm like, but it's because you're not drinking it. Like if you would drink it every day, you wouldn't have the 5 months. Like that tells me you're not drinking the supplements, right? So also being proof of that yourself and making sure that you're also doing that. And the HD product, like, are you trying to hit Success Club this month? If you're trying to hit Success Club this month, you're going to need a 90 PV home direct product coming through, right? Maybe if it's like a money thing for you, maybe deciding at the beginning of the month how many challenge packs or annual bods you would need to sell to cover your home direct product. You know, if you think about that, well, you could sell 2 annual bods and now that's paid for your home direct product, right? So just like making sure that you're also not overspending for your business, right? Hoping that you're going to hit Success Club and end up breaking even, because that's essentially what happens is you'll break even if you have a 90 PV order and you've set 3 people up with the lifestyle packages or the total solution packages. Well, now your product's paid for, right? So knowing that as well will help. The third question, have you completed a program start to finish as it's intended this year? Morgan, shout out to Morgan. She's done how many programs this year? 5?
Well, yeah, I've done a couple of like the week-long ones.
Yeah.
But when it says as it's intended, not the meal plans. So I put no.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good way to, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, as it's intended, start to finish, but that's including following whatever your meal plan is. So
yeah, that's true. That's very true. But to go all in with gut protocol, right?
Yeah, starting that on Monday.
Woohoo! I'm excited for you. That'll be so cool. Because one of the inflammatory foods is those like beyond meat stuff. And I know that you eat stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So like that's going to be something you need to fully cut out, which like who knows, that could be causing inflammation. You never know until you take it out, right? That was something that when she was saying the things you can eat, I'm like, ooh, that might be hard for Morgan, just because I know you don't eat other meat. So like that's kind of your meat alternative, right? But there's other things you can do. I'm sure, like, do you ever eat lentils or beans or anything like that?
I do. I don't like make them often, but I do.
Yeah, you might need to incorporate them a little bit this month for some extra protein. But I love how, I don't know if you've gone through the materials at all or the videos, but I do love how you can, you know how on the regular Portion Fix, the containers, you can't, like, beans are known as a carb, and so there's a couple of things that are like a plant-based protein in this that are known as a carb in the traditional program. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's kind of nice that you can like use it as a protein instead of a carb this time, which I think you would have anyways if you followed Portion Fix with the vegetarian plan, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I didn't do like the vegan plan, so I kind of tweaked it. Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, well, that's good to know. But yeah, you're pretty good at finishing programs. So show of hands, Tassis, you've finished a program this year, right? Yeah, girl, what program was it?
I did job 1 2 times.
Oh yeah, good job. Oh yeah, I should.
I love that program. I would jump back into it really easily. Yeah.
Yeah, and
I just didn't love the bands, but I still did them.
I was like 3 workouts away from finishing job 1, but then I just got so pregnant, you guys. Like, it was awful at the end there for me. I was like, I cannot finish this program, but I did most of it. It's a really good program.
It's so convenient because it's so like short and like in the time. Yeah,
exactly. Well, I know that Ashley, Jeffrey, and I'm pretty sure Kayla too, they've both finished job 1 as well, right? And then I know that Ashley did Fire and Flow. She was in the test group for Fire and Flow.
That's so exciting.
Yeah, so she did that whole program, and I'm pretty sure she did the 4 weeks for everybody program as well, but I don't think she followed the gut protocol. But either way, like, good job, ladies, for finishing a program from start to finish, because that is what we sell. We sell these programs, so we have to do the programs, right? So just a friendly reminder that that's something we need to be reminding ourselves to do. Yes, I did the workouts. That was just from the chat. Something that I realized that I do, like when I'm watching a recording back, is that I'll like respond, or I'll say what's in the chat as if it's like happening on the call, but you don't see that in the recording. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't see the chat in the recording. So I need to remind myself that people don't know what I'm talking about when I do those outbursts. Anyways, so next one, do you listen to the National Wake Up Call weekly? Now, I've kind of fallen off track with that myself. That's my own gut check. I do need to start doing it. So if anyone wants to like jump on calls again, I'm happy to do that, to hold each other accountable to watching it. And it's just a nice way to start the week, to all sort of get on a call together, learn a little bit, and then maybe do a quick like goal setting, catch up, that kind of thing. So if anyone wants to start doing that on Monday mornings, we can do that together. And then, are you registered for Summit? I wish. I'm like so sad about that, you guys, because of the guest speakers that are happening. Like, did you hear about the guest speakers? There's 2 really good guest speakers that they're having. What was the guy from your virtual upline, the podcast, is speaking. And then the guy who wrote the, what's the book that Courtney's reading right now? Not is it The Compound Effect? Something like that. Either way, it's an author from a really good personal development book. So he's coming to also, I can hear Bodhi crying upstairs. So it's distracting me. Sorry, guys. Anyways, Ashley's registered for Summit. She got her free ticket. Bob Healy and Brendan Bouchard. Thank you, Morgan, in the chat. So Ashley, shout out to you for being registered for Summit. We are doing like our own little Summit event. It won't be the same, but I know that Tassis is going to host a day at her house. And then we're going to the Harrison Hot Springs for a hike and some swimming and stuff like that the following day. So if you aren't going to the summit in St. Louis, get at us and we can organize that trip, because I know that Brittany Silva and Emily are both going now. So that adds 2 more people can join us, because we were like worried about numbers. So if you want to join us, let us know. Do you attend Super Saturdays? Everyone on this call went to Super Saturday, so I'm pretty impressed with that. Maybe somebody watching the recording didn't go. I strongly encouraged, yes, I'm stoked they're coming with you too, Ash. I strongly encourage you to go to the next one in August. We know the date of it. It's August 13th, I believe. Is that the Saturday? Let me just double check. So plan for it. Book it off work, August 14th. Oh, wait, hold on a second. I'm in the wrong month here. August 13th is the Super Saturday event. I'm I feel so torn about this, but I'm going to be in Calgary again because I'm there for, I know, how weird is that I'm there again, but I'm there to celebrate Caleb's birthday. And then I come back the following week to celebrate his birthday here. It's just the only weekend or the only week that Alan could get off around Caleb's birthday. So that's when we booked it. And it just so happens to be lining up to the same weekend that Super Saturday is again. So I'll be in Calgary for my event. But make sure you go to those, like make sure that you're putting in the time off request if you work on Saturdays, so that you can be there. It's Saturday mornings. It's like 4 hours long. So if you want this business to work and you are serious about it, get yourself to Super Saturday for sure. Are you showing up daily on social media? Are we showing up daily? And like I said, this is once again a gut check. Are you showing up daily and just sharing your workout and your sweaty selfie, or are you actually showing up daily? Right? That's your gut check. When somebody looks at your stories every day, can they determine that you have something to offer them, some kind of value, some kind of boot camp, some kind of life lesson, anything? You have to be looking back at your stories. Look at your stories, you guys, as an advertisement for your business. Don't be an ad, but like, like go through it and think, okay, if I was somebody else looking at my story, would they even know that I have something to offer them? Right? Doing that daily. So that's just a yes or no question and maybe a little bit of reflection there. And then once again, are you posting with purpose and strategy? I want to make someone feel a certain way. So when you're making a post and doing a caption, how are you going to make the person who's reading it feel? You know, are you going to hit them right where they need to be hit? Are you going to try to speak to the person who you were before you became a coach? Because that's the person on the other end of the phone who's going to be wanting to jump in with you, right? Is the person who you were before you started. Share your life, be strategic, and are you giving value? So I just kind of went over that, but just a little bit of, just so that you can think about some things, right? A little bit of a reflection. And then lastly, did you hit Success Club last month? So it's okay if you didn't, but it should be a non-negotiable. So start thinking about why you didn't, if you didn't, and start coming up with things you could do this month. It's still early to hit it this month. You know, no hard feelings if you didn't do it last month, but it's a fresh, clean slate this month and you can make it work this month. You know, you've got to believe that you can. You've hit Success Club before. Who hasn't hit Success Club before on this call? I think we all have, right? Yeah. So if you've done it once, you can do it again. You just got to start sharing right at the beginning of the month all the way. You know, you have 30 days to make an impression, right, guys? You have 30 days to have those conversations with people, be in your inbox. But that is the end of the gut check. So just, you know, on your own time or reflect on that yourself. I'm not interested in sort of how it works for you or how it looks for you. I just want you guys to take that energy from the last quarter and amp it up into the next quarter so that you can get some more goals crossed off, right? Which brings me to, I don't know why, there we go. Casting your vision and realigning with your why. So your why may be different this quarter, you know, and that's okay. If your why is different this quarter, that means you're growing and changing, which is a good thing, right? Realign with it though, you know, sit down tonight, think about why you do this. Who do you want to help? Why is it important for you to show up every day? Right? Just thinking about the things that you want to bring to somebody else's life. And then, which will then again add value to yours, right? Like it's just a nice little circle of events, right? Do you want to pay it forward? Like why, you know, like I feel like you wouldn't even be on a call like this if you didn't want to pay forward what you've been given as a, like this is a gift, right? You have to look at it like a gift so that when you're in somebody's inbox, it's not feeling salesy. It's like, I have something amazing to offer you. It's changed my life. I want it for you too, right? How do you want to finish the second quarter of 2022? So you can write this down and then just kind of reflect on it on your own time, because I don't want you guys to be taking up too much, or I don't want to be taking up too much of your evening, but just how did you end this quarter? And how do you want to change for this next quarter? What can you start doing daily to help you finish this quarter stronger than the last? You know, maybe your goal this quarter is to go diamond. What would you need to be doing every single day if you wanted to go diamond? Would you maybe need to start talking about coaching a little more often? Would you maybe need to start inviting to coaching, start wanting to host coaching events, start teaming up with people to do power hours, right? Lean on each other. You know, the next question is, how can I help? How can I help you guys get there? You know, I can always offer you a one-on-one mentor call. We could get on a call. We could talk a little bit about what you could be doing a little bit more of. We could do a game plan. You could tell me what your goal is. I can tell you if I've hit that goal myself, how I did it, right? Coaching event, like I said, if you guys want to get on a coaching, if you guys want to plan a coaching event, I'd love to do that as well. That would be super nice for me. But I would love a few other people who would want to jump in and help with that. So we could maybe do a Zoom. It's been a long time since we did like a Zoom coaching event where there's like an actual, like, this is the time, we're all going to get on for an hour. We're going to have 5 people discuss and then a little Q&A at the end. If you guys want to do that, that would work too. And then you always have the link for the recording to sort of send out to other prospects. But let me know in the chat if you would want to help with that. And then we can kind of get the ball rolling and put a date on the books for that. And then power hours. I'm going to start doing my own power hours. So my best days to do them are Tuesday afternoons while Caleb's at school. Thursday afternoons, actually Thursday from about noon till 4, I could be doing power hour stuff. And then also, I'm trying to think, Saturdays, we could do a Saturday morning power hour like we used to do. If anyone would be interested in that, let me know. We could do that after like our Saturday sweat or before the Saturday sweat, but just getting on and getting through that list, right? Like just what you need to know is that if you're doing that daily activity tracker, that should have been the other gut check question. When was the last time you completed your daily activity tracker in full on a day, right? Making sure that you're doing that, because that is what will help you. That they gave you that tool because they know that it's a foolproof tool to help you get to where you want to be with this, right? So if you guys want to start doing power hours, let me know. We could maybe set up, I know it's silly to do another group chat, but maybe we could set up a group chat just for the power hours for people who are committed to wanting to do power hours. I know Britt Silva is also wanting to get more into that as well. So we could maybe put the feelers out there for anyone who would, and then we could just throw them all in a chat. Okay, I'm hopping on the link to do a power hour if anyone wants to join me, or giving a heads up like, hey guys, I know, you know, maybe at the beginning of the day, I know around 3 p.m. I'm going to have some availability to hop on the link for a power hour. Is anyone going to be around? Right? Giving a bit more notice will also be very helpful. Because for me, I find it so hard, like even Tassis, I love you, but when she's like hopping on the link for a workout, I'm like, well, shoot. Okay. Well, I better go get my stuff on and down my pre, you know, like if you can kind of give like a little bit of a heads up for stuff like that, it does help, because then somebody who's around could probably potentially come on with you as well. Right. So, I mean, you can always do a power hour by yourself, but it's more accountability to do it with somebody else. Do you know what I mean? So anyways, I will open it up. Hold on a second. Stop the share for anybody to ask any questions or chat a little bit. I will say that I am hosting that countdown to summer hybrid group. If anyone wants to jump in on that with me, you can, or if you want to invite anybody to that, you can, or if anyone wants to sort of have, like if one of your clients wants like a switch up kind of thing and they're kind of bored of the same old, you can recommend them and you can plug them in with me. If you are running a group, maybe you can unmute and sort of share what kind of group you're running, if it's just like an open-ended group or if you're running a program specific group. Either way, it'd be good to sort of know what's sort of on the go so we can plug people in accordingly. But yeah, other than that, anything else to add? We're good? Cool, well, look at that. It's like exactly, oh, it's like 9:02. So, and I started a little bit late, but I'm, you know me, when I start talking, I'm like, okay, let's moving on and next point. Well, thank you guys so much for hopping on tonight. Did I miss something in the chat? Oh, I need to get back into doing power hours. Yes. Yes, okay, so let's, I don't know, that the same availability I have for power hours are the same availability I have for one-on-one mentor calls. So with one-on-one mentor calls, we could do a power hour together. We could do the first 30 minutes. We can talk a little bit about what you're trying to achieve, how I can help, and then we can kind of do a hustle hour together. So if that's something you'd be interested in as well as just booking a call with me and we can hammer one out together, we could do that as well. This is where an accountability business partner would be super helpful. So if somebody's schedule really aligns with yours, if you guys have very similar availability, for example, if you have school age kids and your kids are at school at a certain time, well, then a good buddy would be somebody who has school age kids, right? Or if you work evening hours and morning people, people who have free mornings would be the best bet. So just kind of trying to figure out whose schedule works the best with yours would also help, because I know that that's always the harder part. It's trying to, even with something like this, like I know, so Danielle Golanowski wanted to be on tonight, but Luca woke Alessia up. She put Luca in the room and Alessia got woken up by Luca. And so she's like, great, I can't even make it tonight. Stevie's like, oh, I'm stuck at work. And so like, it sucks when we can't all get on a call together, but that's why I record it. But either way, it's always a battle of schedules, right? So just trying to find somebody has the same schedule as you, it makes it easier. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Enjoy if you're watching the game, or enjoying margaritas and tacos, or in Tassis's case, the yummiest looking shake ever. But it was really nice to chat with you all. I'm going to stop the recording now.